Is it just me, or are we all seeing the same thing at the Australian Open? Yes, these Wii Tennis lookalikes are dominating streams in the AO YouTube channel, and they've even become scarily accurate representations of actual live matches. I don't know how to feel about this. This wasn't some experimental side project or tech demo. This was Tennis Australia's boldest move yet, broadcasting full matches through real-time animation, transforming one of the sport's most prestigious events into something that looked more like a video game than traditional tennis coverage. The tennis world's reaction was instant. Players' reactions have been priceless. Imagine Leylah Fernandez's surprise when she went to analyze her match and found her digital twin pulling off crazy winners. Or watching an animated Medvedev have one of his classic meltdowns, somehow even more entertaining in cartoon form. But it's not just the players who are noticing the new technology. The viewership numbers are going crazy. Like 4 times more views on YouTube compared to last year. Fans debated whether this was innovation or sacrilege to tennis. And media rights experts, they recognized this for what it really was, a masterclass in circumventing traditional broadcast constraints. But this story isn't just about animated tennis matches. It's about how a 118-year-old tournament is rewriting the rules of sports broadcasting, challenging the status quo of media rights, and potentially changing how we'll consume sports forever. To understand the magnitude of this shift, we need to examine 3 crucial elements: the billion-dollar world of tennis broadcasting rights, the technology making this possible, and what it means for the future of sports viewing. Think of tennis broadcasting rights like your Netflix subscription. Except instead of $15 a month, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. Nine Network dropped $425 million just to show the Australian Open in Australia through 2029. That's some serious cash. Oh, and that's just one country. Globally, these rights deals are so massive and so complex that the rights holders that do come away with these prized contracts almost always bet the farm to ensure complete ownership and domination of major tennis in their respective market. ESPN's recent US Open extension through 2037, a cool $770 million. Let that sink in. They're betting that tennis is going to be must-watch TV when today's juniors are veterans. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Tennis Australia has literally created a new on-court reality. They've implemented a system that captures every serve, slice, and tweener and transforms it into digital animation within seconds. Let's talk about how the technology works, because it's actually pretty crazy. Imagine the most sophisticated surveillance system ever created for sports. Every court is equipped with multiple high-speed cameras capturing 1,000 or more frames per second, optical tracking systems monitoring player movement down to the millimeter, sensors detecting ball spin, speed, and trajectory in real time, and a powerful AI engine processing tens of thousands of data points every second. This raw data feeds into essentially what's a sports version of a Hollywood animation studio. Companies like Beyond Sports and Silver Spoon Animation transform these numbers into living, breathing digital athletes. Every grunt, every fist pump, even every camera smash, captured, recreated, and streamed on YouTube with just a 2-minute delay between the live action and the feed. Now that 2-minute delay, it's absolutely genius. Tennis Australia has sold exclusive broadcast rights worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Those contracts typically include real-time coverage rights, but here's the thing. By delaying the animated stream by just 120 seconds, they've actually created an entirely new category of content. Think about it. It's not a live broadcast that would be protected by exclusive rights, but it's not a highlight either. It exists in this perfectly calculated gray area that lets Tennis Australia stream globally without violating a single contract. It's the ultimate loophole to the media rights situation, and let me tell you, it's going to change the game. Now, there are a ton of implications coming out of Tennis Australia's bold play. If the technology proves successful, we're looking at the democratization of tennis viewing globally. For traditional broadcasters, the consequences of this technology are seismic. Those billion-dollar exclusive rights deals, they might need some serious recalculation. Because while networks around the world are fighting over conventional broadcast rights, Tennis Australia is pioneering an entirely new way to consume tennis that isn't even technically a broadcast. But here's where we need to think deeper. Is this truly the future of tennis viewing, or are we witnessing the start of a serious conflict between TV broadcasters and the events themselves? Can traditional broadcasts and digital avatars coexist? Or will we see a situation where expensive lawsuits put an end to the technology before it's even fully adopted? Looking ahead, the technology will only get better. That 2-minute delay, it could shrink to seconds as processing speeds increase. Those avatars, they'll become photorealistic. The viewing experience, it could merge with gaming technology to create something we maybe can't even imagine today. The Australian Open's digital experiment isn't just changing how we watch tennis, it's challenging our very concept of what live sports coverage means in the digital age. In a world where traditional media rights are becoming increasingly complex and expensive, this technology offers a glimpse of a more accessible, more open-ended future for tennis viewing. Could this even mean that YouTube and other digital channels like our community here could publish ATP content without scrutiny or legal threat from tennis's governing bodies? But here's what keeps me up at night. Are we watching the birth of a revolution in sports broadcasting, or are we seeing the first crack in what could become a divided viewing experience? Will this technology unite tennis fans globally through increased accessibility, or will it create a two-tiered system of real and virtual viewing? These aren't just rhetorical questions. I genuinely want to hear your thoughts. What do you think of watching your favorite players as avatars, and would you choose this over traditional broadcasts if it meant free access to every match? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.